So today was the Call of Duty Next event, and we learned a ton of different things about, Warzone, Warzone Mobile, DMZ, and so many things. But today in this video, I want to focus on multiplayer because the multiplayer play is coming up, and we did learn a lot inside this that I think we need to talk about. Now, there's actually a ton of things that they actually revealed about the multiplayer that could take a long time, and I'm trying to make this video as short as possible and easy to understand, but it may still be long, so go ahead, check those timestamps if you want to jump to any specific part of this video. Regardless though, let's not waste any more time and jump right into this, starting off with the guns. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have the secondaries, but at least we have all the primary guns, and this is credit to Charles Intel for posting this video of all of the primary guns. And right away, we can start off with the assault rifle, where we see first the Lacherman 5.56, the M4, the M16, the Kosovo 74U, and the TAQ 5.6. After that, we have battle rifles, which starts off with the FTAC Recon, then the Lacherman 7.62. After that, we have SMGs, which is the Lacherman again, except the sub version, and then we have the FSS Hurricane, and finally the Fence 45. And then we have shotguns, which is only one, which is the Expedite 12. Then we have LMGs, and we have the 5.56 Icarus, excuse me. Then we have the Rep H, and finally we have the Sakin MG 38. Next we have the marksman rifles, which we first have the LMS, and after that we have the Lockwood MK2, and finally we have the sniper rifles, and there's only one, and we have the Signal 50. And that's all the guns that at least we're going to have in the beta. Next, I want to talk about the 6v6 maps that we're going to be playing in the beta. That actually includes 4 different maps. First, there's Farm 18, then there's Valderas Museum, Mercado de Almas, and Beanburn Hotel. Hopefully I'm saying that last one correctly, probably not, but those are the 4 maps we're going to be playing. But it's not the only exclusive way we're going to be playing, because there's also a new game mode called Invasion. And I say new, but really it's just ground war from Modern Warfare 2019, just called Invasion now. It's like the big scale game modes where it's kind of 32v32 and stuff like that. Also, we will be playing on sections of the new Warzone map, just like how the original one was played on the original Warzone map, or sections of the original Warzone map. Now, one thing new about this is that there's actually going to be AI bots on the map, but from how they made it sound is that they're only going to be deep into the spawns of each team's side, and the reason it sounds like they're doing this is to stop people from spawn trapping, so the bots could just constantly spawn there and get people out of there. But I guess we'll have to see how that plays out to see AI bots are actually going to play. But one thing they do say is that when you kill a bot, it does not count towards your score streak or anything like that. Another new game mode, and one that we kind of figured was going to happen yesterday based on the settings that we saw in the beta, is a third-person game mode. Yes, third-person game modes are coming back to Call of Duty. Yeah, it actually happened once before in Modern Warfare 3, I want to say, but regardless, it's back and you could play third person. Now, playing third person is going to be only in a specific playlist. So if you want to play third person, you have to go to the third person playlist. There's no versus between first and third person or anything weird like that. But how we're going to play the third-person game modes inside of the beta, from what they made it sound, is that we're only going to be playing the 6v6 maps and the 6v6 modes. Now, they did say they want to expand the third-person game mode into even Invasion, and then maybe on top of that, even Warzone 2 in the future, and even DMZ. So they wanted to do more with this, but that's how it currently is going to be in the beta. Now, for the 6v6 modes, we actually have a couple familiar ones and 2 new ones. First, we have Team Deathmatch, Domination, Search and Destroy. Those ones we've seen before multiple times in the past. But the 2 new ones include Prisoner Rescue and Knockout. Now, a quick summary of how these 2 game modes work is in Prisoner Rescue, there is a prisoner on the map that one team has to defend and the other team has to rescue. Now, this is going to work round-based, kind of like Search and Destroy, and also you will have limited lives. They did say that you can come back to life if you die, but only one time. I don't know if that's through a respawn or your teammate somehow spawning you back into the game. Regardless, how you win this game is on offense, is rather by taking the prisoner and exfilling with him or killing killing all the other enemy players, and on defense is, I think, just killing all the other enemy players from how it sounds. The other new mode that we already mentioned is Knockout, and this one is also going to be similar to S&D, that it is going to be round based and single life, but it also feels like it was mixed in with kind of capture the flag, because how this works is that every round there's going to be a bag of money spawned on the map, and what the goal is that both teams are trying to go get that bag of cash, and whoever's holding it by the end of the round is the one who wins that round, and whoever wins the most rounds in the end ends up winning the match. But now let's move on to the kill/score streaks, and when I say that, yeah, it's actually really cool because they decided that you could choose in the game if you want to play with kill streaks or score streaks, and it's just something you choose in the menu, which is really cool because it really plays to whichever play style you want. If you're an objective boy, you could choose score streaks and it could help you out a lot. But on top of that system and how it works, which is really cool, we actually got, I think, maybe all of those kill streaks revealed, and we're going to go through them, look at their score, and if there's something new, we'll talk about it, but I'm pretty sure we all know how most of these work. But the first one we have is the UAV, and this will take 4 kills or 500 score. Then we have ourselves the bomb drone, which takes 4 kills or 500 score. If you guys can't tell what this is, all it is a drone that you could fly up into somebody and blow up. So it's like an RCXD, except it flies, in other words. Next we have ourselves the counter UAV, which is 5 kills or 625 score. After that we have the care package, which is 5 kills or 625 score. Next we have the cluster mine, which is 5 kills or 625 score again, and I think that this one's pretty obvious how it works. We have the precision airstrike, which is 6 kills or 750 score. Next we have the cruise missile, which is 6 kills or 750 score, and then we have the mortar strike, which is 6 kills or 750 score. After that we have the SAE, which is 7 kills or 875 score, which is just a precision airstrike, or it's like a precision airstrike except it gets an additional ability by controlling the path of each strike. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I guess we'll play the beta to see how that works. Next we have the sentry gun, which is 7 kills or 875 score. We have the VTOL, which is 8 kills or 1000 score. After that we have the Overwatch Helo, which is 8 kills or 1000 score, and then we have the Wilson, which is 8 kills or 1000 score again. We have the Stealth Bomber, which is 10 kills or 1250 score, and we move on to the Chopper Gunner, which is 10 kills or 1250 score. We have the Emergency Airdrop, which is 10 kills or 1250 score. We have the Gunship, which is 12 kills or 1500 score. Then we have the Advanced UAV, which is 12 kills or 1500 score. And finally, we have the Juggernaut, which is 15 kills or 1875 score. And those are all the score streaks that we are currently, or kill streaks we are aware that exist in the game so far. But now for the perks, and this one's interesting because they changed up how perks work in this game, because instead of dividing them into different color sections, you could use 3 of them, instead they divided them into 3 different categories called base perks, bonus perks, and finally ultimate perks. And how it works is strange, because what you do is you choose 2 base perks, and when you choose those perks, you spawn in with those perks. Those are going to work from the get-go. But then you get to choose 1 bonus perk and 1 ultimate perk. And how you actually get the ultimate perk is that what it says is after just being in the match for 4 minutes, you will then get that perk. So it doesn't initially work, but then as time goes on through the match, you will eventually get it. And what they say about the ultimate perk is that it takes, I think, double that, what was it, 8 minutes in the match, and then you will then get it. Now, you may be thinking that 8 minutes in the match, I think like most matches or some matches are already over by that time. Well, the thing is that it's not just based on time. You could actually get kills, get score, and that will lower the cooldown to these perks so you could get them faster. So if you kill faster, you can get these perks faster. So it's an interesting system. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it actually works out when we get our hands on it. Now, as for the perks themselves, let's actually go over them. First, starting off with the base perks, you have Overkill, overkill, carry 2 primary weapons, double time, double the duration of each attack sprint, increase crouch movement speed by 30%, battle harden, reduce the effects of enemy flash, stuns, EMPs, gas, and shock sticks, immune to snapshot grenades, scavenger, resupply ammo, and throw knives from dead players, and throwing knives from dead players. EOD, take reduced damage from non-kill streak explosives, reset fuses on timers when picking up a live grenade, tracker, enemies leave behind footprint trail, enemies death markers are visible, and make enemy death markers visible. Kill marksmen hidden from the, kill markers are hidden from the enemy team. Picture, this one is actually new. Throw equipment farther and see a preview of the trajectory. Didn't we have this in Vanguard, actually? Yeah, we did. Extra tactical, spawn with extra tactical. And those are the base perks, as you guys can see here. Next, we have the bonus perks. First, we have resupply. Spawn with an additional lethal equipment charges over 25 seconds. Spotter. Spot an enemy equipment, field upgrades, kill streak through walls, aiming down sights highlights them for the team. Oh, that's interesting. Hack the enemy claymores, proximity mines, C4s, and trophy systems. Cold-blooded, undetectable by AI targeting systems and thermal optics. Does not trigger high alert when does not trigger high alert warning. Does not highlight an enemy in tactical cameras, recon drones, or spotter scopes. Fast hands, reload, use equipment, and swap weapons faster. Quick fix, killing players immediately triggers health regen. Capturing and holding objectives increases health regeneration rate. Focus, reduces the flinch when aiming down sights, and extends hold breath duration. Actually, that one's really good. I might actually have to run that. Now for the ultimate perks, we have High Alert. Vision pulses when spotted by an enemy player outside of view. Ghost, undetectable by UAVs, portable radars, and heartbeat sensors. Hardline, reduces the kill streak cost by 1 kill, reduces the score streak by 125. Overclock, store an additional field upgrade charge, increase field upgrade charge rate by 40% on earn, get a field upgrade charge. Survivor, on death, enter last with the ability to self-revive once per life. Teams can be revived, can revive down players faster. Bird's eye, minimap is zoomed out. The UAV radar pings will reveal enemy direction on earn, ping enemies on the minimap. Okay, so these are definitely the best perks here, especially Bird's Eye. I didn't actually read this one before. This one's really good, and Ghost being here is, ooh, that's tragic, brother. But one thing I know everyone's going to be interested about is this Survivor one. I just read through these for the first time also, so that was my reaction with you guys. Last Stand is back for some reason. But now let's talk about the actual equipment. First, starting off with the tacticals. First, we have a spotter scope. It's just binoculars. Then we have a flash grenade. You know what that does? Stun grenade, smoke grenade, snapshot grenade, heartbeat sensor, and I would just scroll over this because we know that how this works, but there's actually something new about this heartbeat sensor, because not only does it look new, but on top of that, now it actually has a battery charge, so it's only limited. So if you use it too much, it'll die and you won't be able to use it again, which is probably a good change for the heartbeat sensor, and definitely good. Next, we have the stim, and from what it sounds like, it just sounds like the stim works like how it does in multiplayer, not how it works in Warzone. Next, we have the decoy grenade. You guys know what that does. Gas grenades, shock stick. And this is new, but it's not entirely new because it's just something that's returning from Black Ops 2, which is the shock charges. And if you guys don't know what that is, you just throw it and it sticks to wherever you threw it. And if someone walks by, it'll shock them for a little bit, but it won't really hurt them too much or won't keep them stunned for too long. But it's definitely the fastest one to throw. It's good back in Black Ops 2. I'm sure it'll be fine here. Next, we have ourselves the lethals. First off, we have the claymores. Great. Frag grenades, Molotov cocktail, C4, which I think can be exploded by double tapping square. Yeah, you can still explode by double tapping square. And we have the drill charge. So this one's actually new because how it works is so cool because you get rid of campers. So if you know someone's on the other side of the wall, you could just throw this grenade at the wall and then it'll just drill through the wall and just fly out the other side and just blow up, which is a really good way of getting rid of campers. I'm glad they added this. I'll probably be running this anytime I'll run into campers in the game. Next one we have is a sticky grenade. We know how that works. Throwing knives, yep. Proximity mines, weird, and thermites, which we have seen before, and those are all of the equipments that we have inside this game. But we do have more field upgrades, and there's actually more than we had in the last few Call of Duty games, but we do see a familiar one right away with deployable cover. We all know how that works, so we move on. Tactical insertion, if you guys don't know, you just activate it, you throw it on the floor, and that's where you're going to spawn next time you die, and so that's cool. Trophy system, you guys know what that does. Portable radar, so this is something we saw in Cold War with the field mic. You throw it on the floor and kind of gives you a mini area of a UAV, which is cool, I guess. Next we have ourselves the Battle Rage. This one, what does it do? It says experimental stimulus that gives you adrenaline rush, health regen quickly, tactical equipment is resisted, and tactical sprint is constantly refreshed. I mean, it could be good. I'm not sure for 6v6, but maybe like Warzone or something like that. So there's that. Next, we have a suppression mine, which is just a mine you throw on the floor, and when an enemy steps on it, they kind of just get stunned for a bit, which it just, you know, emits a constant wave that disturbs the enemy's vision and slows their movement. So that's how that one's going to work. We have the loadout drop, which is interesting because what it does is that it just drops a loadout on the field, and now anybody in your team could just walk up to it and swap their loadout, which kind of sounds similar to One Man Army. I think that was the correct one. I think I'm not getting mistaken, but it is not exactly the same because it is field upgrade, so there's a cooldown, so it won't be abused nearly as much, and because of that, I don't think people are really going to use it all too much. Next, we have tactical camera, which is something we actually saw all the way back in Black Ops 1, if I'm not mistaken. You can just throw it on the wall, and then every now and then, I think you click a button, and you pull up the camera, and it could tell you, and you can look through it, but also, if someone walks in front of it, and an enemy walks in front of it, it will beep telling you an enemy walked in front of it. There's actually a perk that we read through earlier in this that will negate this, but of course, it's kind of is good, I guess. It could be good, I guess. Maybe for search, that would actually be really nice to watch your flank. Next, we have a munitions box. You guys know what that does. Then we have a smoke airdrop, which is a drone that I think do you control this? Can lock down, okay, call it, or I don't know if you call this or just, oh no, you just point a location. What it does, instead of you putting yourself at risk throwing a smoke grenade, it'll just fly over there and drop a smoke grenade. I think there's something like this in Valorant if you guys have played that. So yeah, that's interesting. I think maybe you could use it in Search and Destroy, maybe, I don't know. And then we have the most trolly one out of all of them, the inflatable decoy, which you just put on the floor, and then when an enemy walks by, it airs up, and we see this soldier, and hopefully that'll trick him or something like that. Next, we have the recon drone, which is just a drone you control that has a camera on it. Very cool. Then we have, oh, actually one I like a lot, the DDoS, or DDoS, whatever you want to call it, which just goes ahead and is like an EMP. You activate it and just EMPs everything around you, which could be really nice if you know, like, Claymore or something is in front of you. You activate this, it no longer works, you run through it, you go kill the camper, whatever. I think I'm going to be using this one, if not for another one that we'll get here through in a second. Next one we have is the anti-armor rounds, and yes, this just gives you anti-armor round that gives you bonus damage against armored vehicles and body armor. So that might actually be broken for Warzone, because if everyone's running armor, it's just going to fly through it. So we'll see how that works. And finally, I think for the last one we have is Dead Silence. Yes, it's not a perk, and unfortunately, it's a field upgrade again. Kind of sucks, but that's it. So that's all of the different field upgrades in the game that we know of thus far. I also want to talk about the movement quickly, because the movement is kind of new in this game, because how the movement is kind of changed up is that now we have a mixture of sliding and diving. So if you want to slide, you just tap circle or whatever your slide button is and it'll slide. But if you want to dive, you hold that button and then you'll dive. There's also a new movement mechanic in terms of mantling and hanging. So in the past, when there was something too tall for you to jump over, what you would do is nothing. But now you could actually just mantle on top of that, which will throw your gun to the side and you'll pull yourself up with both arms. But you could actually stop mid pull up and just hang there and pull out your pistol to make sure it's clear also. And finally, something that I didn't want to mention, but the developers couldn't stop talking about, but swimming is in an Infinity Ward game. I know, groundbreaking stuff. Treyarch did it back in 2015, but hey, they finally did it in Infinity Ward, and they're really proud of it. And that wraps it up for this video. And there was a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, everything I talked about was a collection of everything they said on the stream itself and the 30 different articles they released. And I really mean they released a lot of articles, and I'm trying to condense this into as short of a video as possible, but it's still pretty long. So I would appreciate if you guys did support the video, especially with the beta actually just around the corner, literally less than a day away. I appreciate if you guys on your way out just drop the like, subscribe, bell, share, or any of that great stuff. But I'm gonna go, and I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters, guys.